Because it seems like the vast majority just want casual encounters. That's it.
That's what some of y'all have just worked, though. Let's be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
But where are you getting that from? Like, why would you say?
Well, So here's the thing, right? They say be honest. So we have this criteria that these women set for these men. You have to be this, you need to be that, you need to be 6 feet tall, you need to make this, you need to do that, I want you to be in line, I want you not to cheat, I want you to do this. But at the same time, they're still dealing with women who are emotionally hurt, who have parents who never taught them how to be a woman. Most of these new age women don't have the concept of what a virtuous woman is. Then we want to speak to the Bible, and then you want men to treat you like a queen, but you act like peasants. See, that's the problem. And expect me to respect you when you don't respect yourself. You can't put your man before your kids and expect me to respect you as a parent. You only present what your value is, and if your value is your ass, your hair, your nails, your smile, and your presence in public, but not your education, not your person, not your love, not your heart, not your interaction, not your intelligence, then we don't get to meet that. And the thing about it is that a lot of people have this conversation and it's all cute and funny when we're talking now. But when somebody tell you that this is what you presented to me, so I gave you what I thought you was worth. The thing about it is that ain't nobody coming to you nowadays, like the young lady said, with respect. As a man, because I deserve the same respect you do. So what makes you think that I should value anything less than what you show me? And most of these women who are out here are drinking in the club, toe up, laughing, joking, and that's great, have a good time. But at the same time, if you don't carry yourself like a lady, what is a man supposed to present to you? If you don't carry yourself with respect and class, what the hell am I supposed to present to you? If you look like ass, I'm going to treat you like ass. And the truth about it is, everybody wants affection, everybody wants to feel wanted. And what women have done nowadays is replace the whole being attractive and being somebody of stature with the idea of being desired. Because the more men that want them, the more powerful they are, and they think that's going to get them a good man. You could have all the money in the world, you could have a good job, you could have a banging body, you could do all of this and still be messed up in your head, and it makes you the most unattractive person ever. But this is what we get. And for every woman who sits in this room and says that I am not that woman, 4 of your girlfriends are. And the bad part about it is that I ain't got to deal with the conversation and laugh and joke, and I can get mine off and just go home. Then why would I have to go through this with you? Come to find out that you still broken.
And this was another video that I just came across today that was trending on the brutal truth around the modernized, monetized society that we live in today. You know, it's not a secret that I've covered some of these topics on my channel before, such as the monetized dating market, the monetized, just culture that we live in today, the only fools culture. Everything has a price point to it, right? And you either age out or you price out, you get flown out and you get blown out. You know, and there's a lot of memes that are going around on the internet about the modernized and the monetized dating culture and the unrealistic dating standards these women have. And I would also add that the white knights that are out there, you know, just hanging around the orbiters in the friend zones, you know, I think these are men that we have to be careful of who actually try to save these types of women, thinking that they are going to get dibs, if you know what I mean. But it doesn't quite work that way. And some of these guys do get lucky. But see, I'm not one of those guys that's willing to compromise and go with the media and go with the norms of the modern times. I'm a Gen X. I don't come from this modern day. I think this modern culture today is whack, and some of the ridiculously high standards these ladies have is it's you'd rather be single and prioritize your peace and quiet and have fun when you need to. But for the most part, staying single seems to be the best bang for your buck in 2025. And I even knew this going back, you know, since 2020 and onward. Things just got worse and their behavior has just gotten worse. So with time, this is not getting any better. So I think the video sums it up, right? Y'all gave us a price. Y'all taught us, you're teaching us how to treat you, but then you don't want us to objectify you. So what else are we supposed to conclude here, right? There's an old profession. The oldest profession in the book is when there's an exchange of value, right? You pay to get to pay for play, right? And if it's not modernized, and if we're not talking the same language, then what is this today? And I covered in one of my videos earlier that everything has a price. Everything has a price, and these girls, they're making you compete with your fellow brother, with a pool of men. It's not just one DM. She's got hundreds of DMs, and she's one DM away from leaving you, man. From leaving you. So this is why in 2025, as a man, you want to really watch what you get into and for how long you get into and with who, because nothing is guaranteed. The loyalty is out the door, and the way they carry themselves, everyone's for the streets, right? It's everyone's turn. And I'm not. Don't shoot the messenger. I've seen this firsthand. If you look at their list of requirements versus what guys are looking for, generally speaking, most men want the same thing, which is fit, right? Friendly and feminine. Really, that's it. Just watch your weight, smell good, don't argue, and just be peaceful to be around. I mean, it's not a whole lot. Most men, when you really cut it down and get down to the nitty gritty, those are really the core elements, which is why we could date a cute server, which I tend to do, and make their lives better. But you will never see a girl necessarily picking the server or the waiter or the host per se. They always date up. They always date higher, right? And these singles events these days, guys, from what I have seen, there's an explosion of these single events, and really the talent that shows up there is mostly it's mostly girls. And I've seen a lot of reaction videos online where decent looking girls have even gone there, and really no guy really shows up there. I mean, when I say no guy, the ratio is probably like 95 to 5%, and the one or two guys that do show up, it's usually through a personal invite, or it's working there, is an acquaintance of a friend of a friend of a friend, or normally is someone who's dragged to that party. I would challenge you to think of it this way. Most girls don't see most guys, but most guys will see most girls. Now, if you further narrow that into and put this into perspective, see, us guys on a scale of 1 to 10, we recognize where we may fit in that scale. And most guys are average at best. We accept that. We don't cry over it. We don't whine over it. We don't overinflate our value, because we know that as men, we have to work really hard to earn and create our value, right? So most guys typically range between a 5 or to a 7 or an 8, right? And we accept that. But see, we will date a 5, 6, 7 plus, right? We will go there. Like there's nothing wrong with dating an average girl, but see, an average girl is unaware of the fact that they are actually average. So they have an overly inflated sense of self through social media dopamine, the affirmations, the dopamine, right? It's a very self-inflated scale. So they could be a 6, but thinking she's clearly an 8 or a 9 in her head. But I'll tell you this, man, most girls think that they're 10s. And this is the dilemma. This is why they don't see most men. And we can see the circusry here from outside. Like, there's just no way that every girl is a 10. We know this. And you can believe you're a 10, but guys will dictate the market. The supply and demand, that's determined by the guys, which is why these girls are single. A lot of them are crying on the internet, where are the good men gone? Now, take it back to the singles event, the dating scene. Do you really think the type of guys that these girls want? They don't want the good guys. Oh, no, they don't want the good men. Most of us are good dudes. We're good guys. See, the thing is, they want the criteria. They want our mannerisms, what we have, but they want to take that and put it and insert it somehow magically, injected into the 6'10" guy, the 8-pack guy, right? The 8-cylinder car guy, the 10-inch, what guy. And if they could, or then they would, if they could swap the personalities and take this away and put it into them, right? They would do it. That's what they want. Which is why would a high value guy or the type of guys that they're after be at a singles event? It doesn't make sense, because this comes back full circle as to, if you're a man on your purpose, on a mission to better yourself, right, to reach for the sky, to hit your goals, singles event should not be a priority, man. No way. And I think guys have caught on. I would even argue that if you show up there, they're going to look at you with a side eye like, what the hell are you doing here? Remember, most girls, most women don't see most men. We don't exist. When they say, where have all the good men gone? Or what happened? There's just one clip, right? What happened? Where have all the good men gone? Right? See, the problem is, the good guys, we're still here, but they ain't checking for us. And they are not willing to lower their standards by any means. Lowering your standards is nothing wrong. It's adjusting your standards to what the market demand and supply is, right? And right now, there's a lot of surplus of a lot of women of all ages, not just the young ones, all ages crying over the internet, where have all the good men gone? And this is getting worse, guys. This is getting worse, right? So as a guy, as a man, it's less to do with who you are as a man, less to do with whatever craziness is going on right now. It's a big shift, right? And men have caught on. I just want you to know that this has got nothing to do with you, man. These ladies have done it to themselves. And Myron Gaines, I think I heard it from him, is the headhunter for Fresh and Fit. I heard his quote that women keep women single. Most women keep women single. And the older ones will keep the younger ones single, right? They've already cashed out their chips. They've already aged out of the marketplace, 40 and over, right? But the young ones coming into the market, they're not giving them good advice. See, men, we're different. When we can take a guy under our wings, you've seen Training Day, for example. Like, granted, Denzel was a villain in that, but there's some sort of a bromance there for a little bit, right? What's another one? Fast and Furious, right? Braveheart. You look at those, right? The soldier battalions, right? The camaraderie. We have that brotherhood. Like, a guy like myself, I'm 49. If I meet someone who's 20 something and I see them sidetracking on the wrong track, I see myself in him. I could take him by the collar and say, you come with me. I'm going to teach you a trick or two. This is why they say an OG. You don't really see an OG being referred to when it comes to a lady. OG typically is a man who stood the test of time. Is a little gray. He's an OG for a reason. And when you say OG, you just know you have this, like The Rock. Like, that's the first thing that comes into my Van Diesel. That's the first thing that comes to my head, right? In my mind. That's an OG, right? We could mentor. We have the ability to mentor as men and help our future brothers, our sons, our fellow husbands, right? This craziness that's going on right now, guys, is not our fault. We have nothing to do with the madness going on right now, the expectations, the overly inflated sense of self in the marketplace. This has got nothing to do with us, man. Nothing. Women have created this environment for themselves, and now they're crying, but they're going to blame men still for these very things. I honestly don't care. I don't care. It's not impacting my life. It's not impacting my life. I'm not impacted because I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing the game. And who wants to deal with a dime piece anyway? Who wants to deal with an 8, 9, 10? I don't want to. I'm okay with a 6 or a 7. I see beauty in that too. My only qualm is that she's got to be reasonably fit. Not a supermodel, but if she's slim, I can work with it. See, even then, I'm okay with this. But if I got an 8, 9, and she's got a good head on her shoulders, that's all right. And so, guys, rather than going to these stupid dating events, I encourage you to just put yourself out there, right? Safely, responsibly. Put yourself out there. They say that when you're having fun and living your best life and you're out there and out and about and doing your thing, people will appear. And this has happened to me in the last few weeks, right? Which is why I've made my approaches. I've approached like 3 or 4 girls. Out of the 4, I got 3 sort of in my pipeline, saying hi, hello, keeping a pulse on it. I'm not fixated on just one, and neither are they. Neither are they. Just remember that they always have more options than we do. But we don't have to play the same game they're playing and attend these dating events because they won't respect you, man. They won't respect you. They will berate you. They will take your videos. They will put you on Instagram. They will take your picture and talk about you. You are the good man. They will talk shit about you. Your business will be plastered all over the internet just so they can chase that clout. Later on, they're going to get in their car and make a crying video and then go home and remove all their makeup and make another crying video. They'll wake up next day, but make another video, feel sorry for me. And this just never ends, man. This never ends. And you wonder why fellas don't go to dating events, right? They did it to themselves, man. They put a price point. For $4.99, you can subscribe to my OnlyFools. And for an X amount of dollars, you can see this. For an X amount of dollars, you can exclusively see this content. And for this amount, you can have me all you want. You know, I effed 100 guys and I posted it on YouTube. I effed 1,000 guys in 4 hours and here's the content. You pay X amount to see the full video here. If you know who I'm talking about. She's very famous. I think she got pregnant too. Right? That's a future mother. That's a future sister, auntie, grandmother. Right? That's going to be a wife. Some guy's going to marry that because she's young. That's the only thing she's got going for her. But I'm going to tell you, man, pair bonding is a thing. Pair bonding is a thing. Ladies, you're not meant to do this. You're not. I don't want to get into that debate, but I'm just saying, men have caught on. We're staying in our lane. I know for a fact I'm prioritizing my peace, quiet, my priority, my goals, self-improvement, and I just go with the flow, keeping in mind the effery that's going on in the marketplace right now. It's not going to get any better, guys. This is only going to get worse. And the way this gets better for you is don't play the game and you up your game. You up your game. Okay? Till the next video, guys, be strong. Believe in yourself. Mamba out.